Hi, we're Quaint and Curious Volumes. My name is James. It's a Friday, so I'm going to update you on some of my reading from the past week and talk about some other bookish topics. It's Friday Reads. That's what we call it. The last couple of weeks, I've been talking a little bit about some cliche phrases of which I am tired. My cliche phrase of which I am tired for this week is see what I did there. You will see it in writing, you'll hear it on BookTube, you'll hear it on other YouTube channels from time to time. When someone thinks they've been clever, usually there's a pun or some wordplay. I'll follow it up by saying, see what I did there. Look, we're all smart people, we can read. We either got it or we didn't. It's either funny or it's not. You don't get another bite at the apple, my friend. You take your shot, you put it out there, and that's it. I didn't see what you did there. I don't care. Or I did, and I thought it was funny, and I don't need to be reminded of it. Just get on with it. If you do this, to use another phrase that is probably overused, I'm not mad at you. I just think we need to give this one a rest. I don't know if Louise agrees with me. She's looking at me like she thinks there's nothing wrong with that phrase. So, okay. Louise says it's all right. You can use it. See what I did there. So this week I read a collection of essays by Michael Chabon called Manhood for Amateurs. Mostly magazine pieces and things that he's done over the years. If you like Michael Chabon, if you like his novels, you'll probably like this collection of short essays. If you find him annoying and overly pleased with himself, you'll probably have that expression. But I'll tell you what, he never writes, see what I did there. And he does a lot of clever stuff, but he doesn't have to flag it up like that. Okay, anyway, I'm done. I also finished, I'm sure you'll be glad to hear, I finished reading Within a Budding Grove by Marcel Proust. It's been dragging for a bit. It gets pretty good at the end. I mean, stuff happens. He almost kisses a girl. So, I mean, that's pretty big. But also, what's weird is he also refers to the fact that he's been visiting prostitutes and talking to undressed prostitutes. That kind of just is dropped in the middle of there. So, and then, a few hundred pages later, he's like barely able to kiss someone, but he doesn't. Anyway. I'll probably give it a break for a month or two before I move on to the Guillermonte's Way, which is the longest of the volumes in Search of Lost Time. One of my commenters is saying that this is going to be an albatross. I can finish reading this. I can do it. Let's see. So what am I reading now? Well, it's May. Some people are talking about reading horror stories for May for Horror Mayhem, and I've started reading this collection of Edgar Allan Poe. It is Tales of Mystery and Imagination, a reprint of apparently a rare edition with illustrations by Harry Clarke. And these illustrations, oh boy, are they something. Some of them are kind of gross, but a lot of them, some of them are fine. Some of them are in color and sort of paintings, and they reproduce not that great. This is the ship from Manuscript Found in a Bottle. It's a kind of ghost ship, cresting the waves. But then the really incredible ones are these black and white illustrations like this, also from that same story, where you see the narrator in the center, kind of looking out at the reader or viewer, and he's surrounded by all these kind of decrepit lost souls wandering around on the deck. And it's got, I don't know, probably 25 of these illustrations. So I like it a lot. I mean, it's a big, chunky monster of a book. But if you like Poe and I kind of like Poe, as you may have gathered. It's worth it's fun to read. So there's that, and I'm also reading selected poems of Randall Jarrell. I think I shared this a couple weeks ago. Um, just some great mid-century World War II kind of poetry. I'm never really good at talking that much about poetry, but yeah, I've liked reading these slowly, a few at a time. So, what are some other uh, bookish things I'm planning to read? I'm planning to read The Turn of the Screw this month as a horror story, and one that I said back in my first video was one that I was going to try and read this year. So I'll probably get to that. I know it's not very long, and I have really no experience with Henry James except I read Daisy Miller years ago and remember almost nothing of it. So I last week I said I was going to go to this book sale, the Shepherd Center book sale. I did. It was great. I spent about 30 some odd dollars. I got, I think, more than 20 books. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do a book haul because I've already put everything away on the shelves. But it's they do it once a year. If they did it more often, I don't know what I would do. It's just there's too many good bargains. But here's a couple of things I got there. I got this edition of Robert Graves' Greek Myths. I got a book about George Orwell called Orwell's Roses by Rebecca Solnit. I know almost nothing about this, but I like Orwell and I like roses. So yeah, there you go. I got a copy of Waiting for the Barbarians by Jim Coetzee. So plenty of good things to read. Middle Age by Joyce Carol Oates, a romance. Is this a romance novel by? I don't think it is a proper romance novel, but Joyce Carol Oates is always worth a try, I suppose. Anyway, I got other stuff, but yeah. And I was thinking of maybe joining the Summer of Sport event. I know you're looking at me and saying, well, obviously you're such an athletic guy. Most of the hosts, not terribly athletic people. Let me tell you something. I can run around the block, all the way around the block without dying. And I regularly place in the people who finish 5Ks. I finish 5Ks. I can do it. It's not pretty, but it happens. so I think I might. I've got a couple of sporty books around that I might read. I've got Levels of the Game. I've got What I Think About When I Think About Running. Maybe I'll just join that event this summer and read some of these Sporto books and start strutting around and puffing my chest out a little bit more. Yeah. What else do I want to talk about? Okay. Oh, so one more thing. There's a Facebook group of which I am a member that is based around being a fan of the rock band The Mountain Goats. And I know I talk about the Mountain Goats probably too much on this channel. And I do like other bands. But but a subset of us recorded our own covers of various songs from the Mountain Goats album Heretic Pride. And it is posted and available now on Bandcamp. Tribute to Heretic Pride. And I did a song called Marduk T-shirt Men's Room Incident, which is the least popular song on the album Heretic Pride. So if you want to hear that, I will put a link in the notes and you can go check it out. It's free to listen on bandcamp.com. It's also pay what you wish if you want to download it for whatever reason. I think any money that the guy who put it together gets goes to a trans lifeline, something like that. Anyway, if you want to hear me doing a weird cover of a weird song, it's available. Let's see. And I think, oh, one more thing. So I was reading the New York Times. I don't usually read the New York Times. I don't have a subscription, but I was on there. I get like emails from their book section, I think, and they have a feature this week, which is the best books since 2000, the year 2000. So I clicked through and I was looking at it, and it's not really a collection. It's like they just sort of did they scraped all their year-end collections from the last 23 years and just threw them up there so you can search by genre and year if you're interested in that. It would seem kind of a lazy way of doing it, like not really going in without reassessing what they did. It's just a different way of packaging stuff that they already did years ago. It was interesting to kind of scroll through the complete list, though. I hadn't read most of them, but there were some years where it's like, oh yes, I did read a bunch of these, especially the literary fiction. I wonder, like, but not a lot of it. Not a lot of it's really like my top stuff. But I don't really read a lot of recent things, so I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know why I brought it up at all, except to say I subscribe to the Washington Post and not the New York Times. Is that a mistake? It seems like the Times has more book content than the Post. Well, the Post has Michael Dirda, and I always like to read Michael Dirda. I usually like to read Michael Dirda. What do you think? Do you subscribe to either of these? Do you think one's better than the other? I don't want to. I don't want to pay for both. I can afford it. I just don't want to. All right, Louise is getting tired. What's the matter, baby? Anyway, so it's time for her lunch. It's time for my lunch. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.